All right, Coach, can you start with your opening statement on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the score was a little closer than maybe what I thought it would be, but I don't think that the way we played or, you know, anything like that was any different than what I thought. I mean, I think right now that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we got a lot of work to do. We got a long ways to go, but I told our guys, at the end of the day, it's hard to win a game no matter, you know, who you play. It's tough. And for us to be able to learn a lot tonight and get a lot out of this and yet still find a way to win a basketball game, I mean, look, this is not one of those directional schools or a Bible school where you win 96-36. I mean, they got a good basketball team. They're going to do well in their league this year. They're athletic. They played hard. He did a great job. You know, I thought last year watching him on film, they switched everything. Their defense wasn't very good, and, you know, he got away from that. And then he was smart. He got in a press, and, you know, who works on a press every single day at the beginning of the year unless you're a press team? So, you know, I don't know if it gave us fits because I thought our turnovers were more in a half court trying to do too much than it was against their press. I thought we did okay against their press, especially with it being the first time we've seen one all year long. So overall, I mean, we're 1-0, and we got a week to get better and improve.
Anthony got the start for you tonight. He played with you at Sam Houston. Just what have you seen from him over the course of the off season since he's got here that made you want to put him in the lineup tonight?
Well, I mean, he just knows everything. I mean, you know, we have some talented players, but, you know, you have a guy that knows exactly what I want. I mean, he played for me for a year, and then he played a year for the guy who does everything that I did. So, you know, Anthony knows what to do. He knows where to be. You know, I was happy for him that he made a shot over there. He works really hard on his shot. He hasn't shot it very well in our scrimmages, and to be able to see one go down tonight, I was happy for him. And, you know, he's just solid. You know, he's a solid guy. Maybe some of those other guys have a lot of talent, but right now we need to be real solid and, you know, understand what we're trying to accomplish and, you know, how we're trying to get better. So Anthony's just a solid guy.
Yeah, so he had a good offensive night. I mean, he did miss a lot of free throws, but overall, 16 points, second leading scorer. Just what do you feel like he brought to the table tonight?
He's a load in there. He's a big guy. And Sear's biggest thing right now is just, you know, this is the first time in his career where somebody has really looked at him as being the man, a guy that's a starter. You know, at East Carolina, he came off the bench. He played behind a first-team all-conference guy, and he played like 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes a game. It's a whole lot different playing 8 minutes a game and basically just going in there and kind of defending and rebounding and playing 22 minutes. That's a huge difference. It's been a long time since I've had a postman that actually can score 16 points, and if he would have made his free throws tonight, he'd have scored 20-something points. So that's a good feeling. Really, the only big thing is just with him is, you know, I was disappointed with his defensive rebounding. He got 5 offensive and 1 defensive. He's got to rebound the ball for us in the half court. But he will, and he's just going to keep getting better and better. And, you know, he's just he's a fabulous kid. He's so fun to work with. He's so coachable. You know, we got to get that free throw thing figured out. But, you know, he makes them some days in practice, and we just got to get him comfortable. You know, the hard thing about free throws is our guys shoot over a couple of hundred a week. We keep them, we total them and tally them. But it's different shooting free throws when you've been playing and running up and down for 4 or 5 straight minutes and you're tired. That's different. And so I thought in those stretches, you know, he was really fatigued, and I probably think that had a lot to do with why he missed those free throws.
Just bouncing off, obviously, this being a close game against a D2 school. Credit to Adams State, right? They capitalized off your guys' errors pretty well. But just as you guys continue on in the season, you guys are going to face more competition. Do you feel like this game really helps set the tone?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of like I said, I mean, they're a good team. They got a good team, even though they're a D2, they're a good team. I coached in Division II for 11 years as an assistant when I began. And when I left Tarleton, you know, we were #1 in the country. And we had, I mean, at that point in time, we had players as good as the Conference USA players right now. We had 2 or 3 high major players on our team. So, you know, they have a good team. They have good players. I want to give them a lot of credit because I think they did a great job. They played well. They were prepared. you know, you could tell that game meant a lot to them for a lot of their guys if they're only playing one Division I this year. I thought we had a tremendous, exciting crowd, and, you know, that's a pretty good game for them, and they got up for it. But at the same time, you know, we have a lot of work to do. There's so many things that we could improve on. You know, if you just cut down the free throws that we gave them and they only made 16 or 17 of those, now, you know, it's a 20-point game. So there's just there's a few things in there here and there. You know, our ball screen defense it was really bad tonight. It's got to get better. You know, some of those things are hard, you know, because that takes a lot of communication between 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys that are playing different spots all the time. And, you know, we've just got to continue to improve in those areas and get better. And, you know, rebounding, I was disappointed that we did not rebound this team more than we did. And we have to rebound the ball better. We had 12 boards, which is not bad, but, you know, we got to get more defensive rebounds than 31. So, you know, turnovers had 15. Most of my teams usually have about 10. We average about 10. We gave up 16 points in transition. Most of my teams usually give up 10. Are we supposed to be there today? And, you know, at that point today with 11 new guys, no. I mean, do I want to be? Sure. It'd be a lot easier. But if anything, you know, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So we got a lot of work to do. We respect that. We know every day coming in, it's a grind. We got to get better. We got to come in here tomorrow. We can't be tired. We got to come in here tomorrow. We got to improve. We got to get better. I like this team. I like our upside. I think we have a chance. By the end of the year, I think we have a chance to be a good basketball team and be right where we want to be. But, you know, this is an absolute positively marathon. It is not a sprint. And we need to be better by next Tuesday, and then we need to be better by next Saturday, and we need to be better by that next Friday, and we just need to keep climbing that hill and just keep getting better.
I know it's still pretty early on, but what would you say is this team's identity as far as just right now?
Yeah, I think that's the other part of it. I really don't know that, you know, and I don't think until you can start playing games against competition, you don't learn that in practice, you don't learn that in a scrimmage. You know, you got to play like tonight. I mean, I think I learned a lot about our team tonight. You know, we could have panicked there, and when it got down to 8 or 9 and 10, we could have panicked a little bit. And yeah, I thought our guys were real steady and they finished, so that was a good thing. Finishing a game, that's hard to do. You know, at one point I thought we were up 19, 20, 21, somewhere in there. So again, you know, got to build on that. Got to figure out when you're up 20, then we got to get that thing to 24. We got to get it to 25. You know, or when you're up 19 or 20 and they cut it to 15 or 16, how are we going to get it back to 19 or 20? So a lot of learning, but to answer your question, I'm not real sure about our identity yet. You know, I do think that we can play really big inside, you know, with those guys and play big at the 4. And then we got to learn, you know, tonight, when Juice got tired and we put Jacoby in there at the 4, then our size hurt us a little bit. And so how do you combat that when you go small and then they are big? How do you combat that? You know, and what you do is you have to pressure the ball more, and you got to switch some things. You got to trap a little bit, and we're just not there yet. You know, that's still some stuff that we got to work on and get better at. But, you know, our identity offensively, I think right now is, you know, we missed a lot of free throws tonight. I think if you make your free throws, you probably scored 90 points. And, you know, I thought their defense was pretty good. It wasn't bad. But, you know, we got to continue to, as I said, improve, and we got to figure out that identity part for sure.
Jamel Jones was 1 rebound shy away from a double-double at 23 points. Just what do you, I mean, first of all, your thoughts on his game tonight, and then what do you want to see more from him down the road?
Well, you know, I mean, Jamel's a real good player. You know, he scored a basketball, and, you know, God gave him a gift and a talent to get the ball in the basket. You know, we've really pushed Jamel hard to try to become a better all-around player, you know, especially on the defensive end. What I was more proud of tonight than anything is, you know, he had 9 rebounds. And, you know, for a guard to be able, and he had some big ones there late where he went in there and just jumped up and grabbed them. So, but the biggest thing about Jamel, and I think everybody got a chance to see that, you might not have seen it in our scrimmages or in Mexico, and you probably didn't see it the other night when we inter-squatted. But when those lights come on and it's a competitive game and there's a person that's going to win and a person that's going to lose, he's a different guy. And I think everybody got to see that tonight. That dude wants to win. And I'm glad he's on our team. We're going to continue to work with him, and we're going to continue to help him get better. But he wanted to win, and when that game was over, you know, he felt like we won the conference championship, and I want that. I want guys to. It's hard to win games. It's hard. I don't care who you play in this day and age. It's hard to win basketball games, first of all. And second of all, the work that we put in. You know, we've been watching film. We've been going over scouting reports. You know, first game of the year, they had a guy tonight that didn't play in scrimmages. He wasn't on the roster, and he was in the starting lineup, and he was a good player. So, you know, those things are just things you got to get, you know, you got to get done and you got to accomplish. So I was happy with Jamel's performance tonight. I mean, I'll probably be able to critique it a little bit more when I get home and watch him defensively. But I just thought all in all, when the game was on the line at the end of the game, he made some real big plays and some winning plays.
Coach, Chris Terrell doesn't show up too much on the stat sheet, but it seemed like every time he came on the court, he brought a little bit of energy. What did he really bring to the table for you tonight, did you think?
Yeah, you know, he's a Division II transfer. I've had a lot of those, and those guys have all been really, really good. Maybe one of the best players I ever coached in my life was Quay Grant, and he was a Division II transfer. So, you know, I like those guys. He's an underdog. He's got a chip on his shoulder. The thing I love about him right now is when he comes in, he just brings us so much energy, and he loves to win. He loves to play. He competes. He's got to keep getting stronger. You know, this is a different level. Even the Division II that he played at compared to probably that Division II we played against tonight is a little bit of a difference. So some of that physicality he's got to keep getting better at and keep growing and maturing. But yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's going to add a lot to our team, and I think he's going to be a good piece.
And then what did you think about that starting lineup, the chemistry that they had coming out and how they started the game, really?
Yeah, I mean, I decided on the starting lineup probably this afternoon, and I mean, I don't know. Like right now, I think when you have that many new players, you just don't really know who's going to start. You know, I don't know if that's the best starting lineup. I think right now it probably is because we got some guys on there with a little bit of experience. But listen, I mean, we can't get it twisted. There's some guys sitting over there that have some talent, and when these guys continue to understand the defensive concepts and where they need to be and the way that I want to play, I mean, there's going to be even more competition on a daily basis, and who knows? I mean, the lineup may change, you know, until we really find that fit. And, you know, like Bay was saying, our identity and who we are, you know, I think some of that's going to have a lot to do with our starting lineup as well.
Coach, go.
Just two more questions.
Go ahead.
Jacoby kind of got shaken up there, taking a block on a drive. He came back in, so it seems like he's doing all right. How do you feel like he's doing, and just is he okay? Or?
I don't know. I mean, Jacoby's tough. I'm not too worried about Jacoby. He's a dog, so he's going to get out there and, you know, he's going to fight hard. I was disappointed that he didn't dunk that. You know, those are things that we've talked about. He's got to get that in. You know, they blocked way too many of our shots tonight, but one of our big things that we need to do is continue to be tougher. We got to take those up, and we got to play off 2 feet. We got to get fouled. We just went up way too soft tonight. Again, great learning curve, right? I mean, I've been telling them, and they had an opportunity tonight to see that. We got to finish some of those plays. I thought we had a lot of plays at the basket that we didn't finish, and we got to take, you know, Jalen's got to go in there and finish. Gabe's got to go in there and finish. And a lot of times when you go in there, if you don't finish, then you need to create and kick, whether it's a kick or a lob. Every time we threw a ball up tonight on a lob, we got a dunk. I mean, we probably got 10 dunks. And we got to keep doing that because that's the strength of our team. So I think Jacoby's fine. I know, Juice banged his head on that rebound when he came down. So I think he's probably a little bit more banged up right now than Jacoby is.
Well, I would just kind of ask you just kind of about that, but you guys had 28 points from fast breaks. I saw there were a lot of explosive plays, a few lobs, missed opportunities there. Do you think that they'll kind of start to hone in on those and making those shots as they just start to get more familiar with each other?
Yeah, I mean, part of that's the coach's fault. You know, I think right now we're really trying to get a lot of base in, like our base offense, our base defense. And we probably need to spend a little bit more time in our transition because I do think this is a really good transition team. Part of that is tonight they pressed us, and when somebody presses, it's a jailbreak. And so we had a lot of, 3-on-1s and 3-on-2s, and, we made some good decisions, some bad, but I thought for the most part we made some really good decisions. But we got to get better. I mean, transition-wise, getting to the corners. We didn't get to the corners enough. I thought we missed a lot of opportunities to shoot threes. We didn't shoot enough threes tonight. What did we shoot, 15 threes? It's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough threes. We got to shoot more threes than that. We need to be a team that shoots 25 threes a game. But they were smaller, and I thought we did a great job of throwing the ball inside, because obviously Sears shot 9 free throws. And I think you want your big guy to shoot free throws. He's just got to step up there and make them. And for the most part, besides him and Julius, I thought everybody else made their free throws. So, we keep, I think Jamel missed 2, which he's not going to do very often. So we keep getting to that free throw line like we did tonight. I like that. I just want to get those 3-pointers up a little bit more.
Very good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Over, I guess, for both of you guys, just overall, just analysis of how game 1 went. Obviously, your guys' first game in this Aggie uniform. Just how do you guys think it went for you guys here at game 1? Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, honestly, I know it was our first game, but what I think right now is that we didn't play good as a team. We still got a long way to go. We got to get better.
Jamel?
Piggyback off what he said, I feel the same way. We gotta be better as a whole, as a team, and still got the win, but it's a certain way we want to win.
Coach mentioned about you, it's just you're just a winner. You're going to go out there and you're going to win. You had 23 points, I think 1 rebound shy away from a double-double. Just what was kind of the key to your success here? Obviously you're game 1 and you had a great game. Just what did it for you?
I was just trying to play hard and play together. That was kind of my mindset, playing the right way, running the offense correct, and taking pride in defense.
So you were the second leading scorer in there with 16. Seemed like you did a good job shooting on the offensive end, but you missed a lot of free throws as well. Just how do you feel like you did offensively, scoring and all that tonight?
Obviously, I missed a lot of free throws. That's something I got to put some extra time with. Getting more free throws, so I can be able to make that in the game in that situation. But I thought I could do more out there than what I did.
And Hoon, he committed to your offensive rebound, thought that you were pretty good there, but just thought that the defensive rebound from you needed to be a little more up. Just didn't feel like the rebound was on both ends.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think I only had 1, and it's not good. It's not good right now. Yeah, I only had 1 on the defensive part. Like 5 on offense. But I still gotta get better. Right now, I'm just whatever happened this game, I just gotta focus on the next game, getting better.
I guess, you guys sound like you guys lost. You guys won, all right? So just what are some of the biggest takeaways from this game that you guys just liked? Obviously, you guys are still learning each other, building that chemistry and that camaraderie, but positives from this game from you guys' perspective.
Yeah, I think the effort was there. As a team, I think we really played hard, even though the execution wasn't perfect as we wanted to be. But I think we play hard at this, Yeah.
Jamel, do you want to say anything?
No, I feel the same way. We play hard, we play together at times, and I think the most positive thing probably, they was 5 for 15 from 3, and Coach been harping about contesting shooters and things like that, so I think that's pretty solid.
Coach has put a huge emphasis this year on just toughness and grit. He said you guys weren't that tough. You guys are a little soft tonight. Just how do you guys think, you guys can get a little bit more tougher as we continue down the road?
Obviously, he says that every time I practice. And he always talk about it, And that's also good though for us to hear that, so we know we gotta do better. So I think. Just like I said first, we just gotta get better and then not let that affect us or any kind of way. That's like a kind of motivation for us. Even if you say that, we know we gotta go hard out there.
Not to discredit Adams State, right? They had a good game, but D2 school, and you guys, it was only 11 points that you guys won by. Do you feel like this was kind of obviously you guys are going to just face more competition, higher level competition as you guys go on. Do you feel like this kind of helped set the tone and kind of opened your guys' eyes on oh wow, we really need to hone in? I know every basketball game's not going to be easy, but do you feel like this kind of just helped, open your guys' eyes?
Oh, yeah. I was really impressed though. for Division II, they really play hard. They really play hard, which really help us. You know, even though they're Division II, they really play hard. I know we're gonna face like teams that is gonna be even more better than them. That was a really good competition, I think.
Yeah. Jamel, just what would you like to see more from, obviously you being such a big leader on this team, just what are some things that you'd like to see just differently as you guys continue down the road, whether offensively or defensively?
Just like us to flow a little better offensively. I would like everybody to have an opportunity to score, and you know, just playing together continuously for 40 minutes.
Yeah, good? All right.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.